Hi everyone, I'm Miss Alex, and I am so excited to start our library road trip program. Over the course of the next 6 weeks, we will visit local businesses, including a behind-the-scenes tour of the police and fire station, a look at our own Manuka music studio, an interview with a beekeeper, pizza making, and more. But today, we're going to start with Channahon lanes. I got to go behind the scenes and look at all of the cool stuff that makes the bowling alley work. I hope you enjoy. Although the bowling alley was closed due to COVID, the owners were nice enough to spend some time with me, letting me ask questions about the history of the alley and about leagues and birthday parties.
How long has your family owned the bowling alley?
We bought it in 1998, so 22 going on 23 years.
Has it always had the mini golf course too?
Oh, mini golf we just added 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So that's a new addition for us.
Awesome.
And it's been good, a good thing for us to have.
Do you do birthday parties?
Yes, a couple different kinds. We do traditional, age, 4 or 5, whatever, up to 10, 12, just our bowling, go back to a party room, have the room, have cake, pizza if you want, soda, open the gifts. We also have a team party. They're a little bit older, not into the room and that kind of stuff. So it's 2 hours of bowling, and they're just kind of out on the lanes and just more a bowling atmosphere than the party room atmosphere for the older kids. Then we're able to do either one of those in our blacklight bowling on Saturday nights or Friday nights.
Okay, so the blacklight bowling is for everyone?
It's for everyone.
Okay.
But we reserve time slots to have birthday parties at that as well as open bowling. Those are on Friday and Saturday nights after 8. And that's when we turn on all the white lights, turn on all the black lights and the special flex lighting. And I don't know, maybe I can do that for you.
Okay, yeah, we would love to see that. And then, do you have any youth leagues for younger kids?
Actually, youth leagues go from whenever you can start bowling. The earliest I think we've had was 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
And then you can be up to 20
Okay.
in the youth league because
Awesome.
the colleges have it, high school bowling, college bowling, so they allow the kids to bowl that long. But we do them on Friday after school at 4:30 and Saturday morning at 9:30.
If you were wondering if the blacklight bowling was as cool as it sounds, the answer is a big yes. Have you ever wondered why you can't cross the line at your bowling lane? Well, the first thing they showed me was the bowling lane oil machine. It's a little loud, so don't be afraid.
And after this goes down, because it just makes it slippery. Off it goes.
This bowling lane oil machine goes back and forth down the lane. It takes the old oil off and puts the new oil down. This is what makes your lane super slippery, so be careful to never cross the line.
So the machine can put a wide range of patterns on the lane, so we can make it as easy or as hard as you can for a tournament. We can make it harder or make it easier for open bowling. And the reason you put the conditioner on the lane is back when the lanes were wood, you needed to put a conditioner down so the friction didn't burn the wood. So it kept the friction between the ball and the lane not there. And now it's just the bowling balls hook a lot, so you need the conditioner so it slides more before it hooks in the pocket and knocks the pins over. That's that.
Next, we walk behind the scenes to see how the pins reset and where your ball goes after you throw it down the lane. It's a tight space, but this was so much fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, so what do we have here?
So front side of the pin setter, lane sweep, this is what you see drops to sweep the pins that you knock down out of the way. These are waiting to drop into the buckets to then get set for your first turn. It's a noisy machine when I turn it on, so hopefully it won't be too loud. And it's all one motor, 5 or 6 belts, and pulleys, and it just all interacts together and up and down and sweeps. Now the pins are dropping into the top. Pins are on. That tube right there is a 5-pin. That's the last one to go in, the one in the middle.
Okay.
And then when that happens, it drops them into the buckets. Now it's waiting for someone to bowl.
Okay.
So as they bowl, we have a reflector right here. The ball goes by it, and it triggers the machine that the ball went by. So now it knows to go pick up what pins were knocked over and sweep away the ones that you did, which obviously that was nothing.
Gutter ball.
That was my gutter ball. And then as you bowl again, another gutter ball. It'll sweep these out and then drop those 10 that are waiting. So it speeds up the game, so you're not waiting for those 10 to go up and fall. It would take a long time. But I'm going to go in and start the process again.
Very cool.
So if I set that up correctly, this is going to be an out of range. When you bowl, sometimes the pins slide over, and then it doesn't go in the circle to be picked up by the scissors. So if I did this right, it'll stop. So and now it's hitting the bottom of the frame and it can't do anything. So then unfortunately you have to go to the desks and say, hey, my pin slid over, and you can say, I have an out of range, and you'll be an expert bowler then. And then we have to come into the back, and there's a lever we pull to just skip the cycle, and then it just goes back up. And then you would be able to bowl again, and if it was league play, we would have to get that pin laying down in between there out of there, because that's against the rules in real bowling. So when they bowl, this little pad right here is called a scissors. So when this goes down to the next one, see if you can videotape that closing on the pin's neck to pick it up. This is what picks them up.
Okay.
So if you go up below it, because it's going to go down before it closes.
Okay.
Yep.
I see.
And that's how it knows which ones to pick up. If it closes and there's nothing there, then it doesn't matter. When it set those two down. That was a sleeper. He got the sleeper spare. Very good. Alright, so now we'll go to the back side of the machine to show you how the pins shake back and the ball goes up and the pins go up. There's the back side. This is the pinwheel that the pins fall into, and it goes around, puts them into this pan. Whether they go in head first or bottom first, it turns it around so it always goes up bottom first so it can drop and stand. The inside wheel, this one, is what the ball shoots up here, runs down that, and runs in between the two machines, and it's one common run for both machines to get the ball to go back up to the front for you. Ball goes back up to the front about 20 miles an hour. Just the front comes out and back to you, so you don't have to chase it down. That's the fun part about it. You throw it and it comes back to you.
Here's a close-up of the pins from the top of the machine. So cool. Now let's take a look at things from the front end of the bowling alley. Okay.
So this is just a video camera. Does lanes 1 and 2, or 2 lanes at a time. And as you bowl, there's a little eye right in underneath here that when the ball goes by this, it tells the camera to pay attention to this lane, and it takes a video of what you bowled. And then it counts how many pins you knocked over, puts it on the automatic scorer, and then you can go on to your second ball for your spare, or if you got a strike, you know, your next frame. So it's just all video. Yes, this is called a masking unit. It's a good name because it masks the pin setter. So this just kind of lifts up, and then you can see it. So we can put this up, do work underneath if we need to. Otherwise, when it sits down, it hides all that from everybody. And then these are just picture frames that come out. They're double-sided.
Wow.
Then we have this one, so we can change the look of the center just by changing these panels. Right now, we believe in America. We're going to get over all of our issues, and we have our flag up.
Awesome.
After learning the ins and outs, I had to see if I could bowl the perfect strike. Let's see if I could do it.
Perfect.
Not the perfect strike, but still pretty good. Next, I took a quick look around the arcade area. Look at all of these fun games. Now, I think it's time to head outside to the mini golf course. The mini golf course is 18 holes and has a lot of fun extras.
So this is the area when you walk in, you know, from the parking lot. You don't have to go into the building. You can just come straight here. This is where we have the staff to do the putters, golf ball. If you wanted to buy ice cream cone or a shake, an adult beverage we have out here as well. So if mom and dad want to have something to drink while the kids are having a shake, it's all good. And then you would start. You can practice on the practice surfaces here, 3 holes here, just to kind of get warmed up. And then hole number 1 starts a little bit further to the right. The hole outside are all ADA compliant. So if somebody's in a wheelchair and they need that, they really can't go into the middle because of the hills and everything that are in there. So they just get to play the outside twice. It's all ADA accessible for them, so they actually get to play 20 holes instead of 18.
Awesome.
That's just how it works. And then the more challenging holes are really in the middle where the hills are.
Miss Patty showed me around the course and told me about her favorite hole, which of course includes water. At the start of this hole, you can stay on the green or hit your ball into the water where it will flow down and catch the ridges to the hole. Or your ball can go straight into the pond where you have to use a net to fish it out. Of course, we had to take a few putts. I'll warn you, I'm a much better bowler than I am a golfer.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Like I said, much better at bowling. Wasn't all of that so cool? Now, let's read one of my all-time favorite bowling books. Mitchell Goes Bowling, a book by Hallie Durand. Mitchell always knocked things down. That's just how he rolled. He even tried to knock down his dad. But one Saturday, when Mitchell was doing his thing, his dad caught him and put him in the car. Mitchell didn't know where they were going, but right when they got there, he felt right at home. There were lots of brightly colored balls,
and a good pizza smell, and giant crashing noises. Mitchell got special shoes too. Lane 4, the man said. That's how old I am, said Mitchell. Then he got to type in his name. Mitchell picked up the biggest ball. He threw it. That's called the gutter, his dad said. Mitchell didn't like the gutter. He was curious about where his ball had gone, until it popped right out at him. You get to go again, said his dad. Mitchell rolled and knocked 2 down. Battle on, said Mitchell. He just knew he was going to win. Then it was his father's turn. He backed all the way up, swooshed toward the line, and did a little kick with his leg. Strike, said his dad. All the pins had gone down, and his dad got an X. Oh, said Mitchell. On Mitchell's second turn, he did the leg kick too, but the ball only went a little, so Mitchell ran after it. The lane was slippery. I wonder what makes the lane so slippery. That's when the people next door asked for a new lane. Uh-oh, look, he went into the other people's lane. On his next turn, Mitchell tried kicking his other leg. 3, said his dad. Nice. Mitchell's dad got another X and did a steamin' hot potato dance. It was his turn again, and Mitchell got a whole side down. He did a double steamin' hot potato dance. Then he knocked another pin down. But he was pretty sure he was still losing. Mitchell's dad put his hands over the blowing machine. He rolled and got another X. So on Mitchell's turn, he dried his hands, his face, and his hair, then stuck his fingers in the holes and did the leg kick. What do you think's gonna happen? He only knocked 3 down. Fine, said Mitchell. He really, really wanted an X. He didn't get any on the next few frames. Mitchell really wanted to win, so when he picked up his next ball, he yelled, "Ah!" He threw. He prayed. Nothing. I'm going home, Mitchell said. And that's when Mitchell's dad said, Hey, want to be on the same team? Mitchell thought for a second. With his dad, he couldn't lose. He wanted an X. He wanted to win. Deal, said Mitchell. Mitchell and his dad dried their hands, picked up the ball, swung their arms all the way back, and they did a little kick. Plunk! That ball went sailing right down the middle and, you think, strike! Yes! They did a triple steamin' hot potato dance with salsa. I wonder what your bowling dance looks like. Then Mitchell looked at his dad right in the eyeballs and said, Battle on. And that's just what they did. The end.
I hope you had as much fun as I did checking out Channahon Lanes. Stay tuned to look at a flyer for upcoming events, plus information about leagues and birthday parties. We'll see you next week on our library road trip when we check out the police department. Have a great week. See ya.